Now let me talk about C# array list. Okay, so in last video I talked about array. Okay, and what is array? Array is the collection of objects of similar data type, and it is of fixed size. Okay, so to overcome this thing, it is of fixed size, there is something called as array list. Okay, so what is array list? Array list, it is one of the type of collection, and it is a non-generic. Like, you need not to specify like if it can be integer, or it can hold string, or it can hold boolean. It is not generic, it is of non-generic type. Okay, so it can contain any type of value. Okay, so non-generic means it can contain element of any data type, whether it is int, string, boolean. It is just similar to the array, but just the difference is of this fixed size. So array list is of variable length, that is, you need not to define the length of array list. It keeps growing as and when you add elements to it. Okay, so that is of variable length. Okay, and array is of fixed length, so that's the only difference. Okay, so let us try and understand what is array list. Okay, so array list, again, it is to store the values. Okay, and it is one of the type of collection. So this collection is one of the big thing which is used to store the data. Okay, so in collection we have many things like array list, sorted list, hash table, stack, queue. Okay, in Java we have few more things like map and few more. Okay, so mostly we use list and map. Okay, so list is used to store the value, again based on the indexes. Okay, just it works on the similar line, but the difference is of only length. It is of variable length, as and when you keep adding the variable, it keeps growing. Okay, and array list is the like array list internally implements couple of things. The first one is IEnumerable. Also it implements iCollection, and I think it also implements iList. Okay, so there are, so all these are different interfaces available in C#. IEnumerable, iCollection, iList, they have different methods. Okay, so what ArrayList does, ArrayList implement all of them. Okay, so that what happens is, there are some methods into the ArrayList. Also all these methods which are like to whom ArrayList implements, all those methods will also get into this ArrayList. Okay, so that's how it can become ArrayList will get more and more methods. Okay, so let us start and declare some array list. Okay, so how to declare the array list? So we can declare array list like array list. I can give al is equal to new array list, and like this. Okay, so let me check what it says. Okay, I need to use collection. As I said, it is one of the type of collection and is of type non-generic. Okay, so array list al is equal to new array list. So you must have noticed I didn't specified any length to it. Okay, so this is how I can create an array list. Now this is my empty array list. Okay, so as I said, it implements a couple of things like IEnumerable, iCollection, iList. Okay, so I may create a variable, like I may create an object of array list like iList. Sorry, il is equal to new array list. So I can also do like this. Okay, the thing is, only I'll get only the methods which are present in iList. Okay, so it is recommended to use like this: array list al is equal to new array list. Okay, so now let us see. I didn't specify any size, right? So let us say if I want to add anything into the array list, so what and all methods I have? I have methods called as add, which is used to add the object at the end of the array list. Okay, so let us say you have an array list like this. So initially you have only 4 things. If you are adding few more things, then it will get added at the 4th index, then 5th index, then 6th index, likewise. Okay, so the indexes will keep appending to each other. So that is how this array list works. So there are a few important properties of your properties and methods of an array list, like count, items, is it read only, what is the capacity, then we have something add, remove. Okay, so let us see, we have something called as add. Okay, can I add something? Let me add 3. Can I do? Yes. So this means this array list accepts integer. Let me add another thing. Let me add a string. So if I am putting something into the double quote, that means it is a string value, right? So now let me check if I get any error. No, I'm not getting any error, right? So I can put so that means it is of non-generic type. I can either put int, string. Okay, so let me add couple of more things. Al dot add 55. Let me add one more value. Okay, so let us say I have array list of this much size only. Okay, and if I want to find out how many number of elements are there into the array, then can I have array list count? Yes, I have get the number of elements actually contained into the array list. Okay, so if I want to excuse me, if I want to find out what is the size of my array list, I can use this property array list dot count. Okay, so let us say if you want to retrieve the value, you can use for int I is equal to 0, I is less than, now you can use the actual count. Okay, and I plus plus. And how you can retrieve the value, let us see what we have. Do we have anything to retrieve the value? Let us check what and all methods we have. We have get type, index of, insert, range, as read only, returns boolean, last index of, remove. We have remove method as well, so that if you want to remove any values from the array list, you can do. Now, what's the difference in remove and remove at? Remove at will remove the element from specific index. Let us say let us say if you want to remove 3, okay, from the list, then you can give al dot remove 3. But the similar thing you can do with al dot remove at, and where this 3 is present at index 0, so you can give remove at 0. So at is for index. What else we have? Okay, so that's it we have. So how we can access the value from array list? Again, by using something like this, al of I. So we'll get the value from array list. I can print it. Okay, I can access the value of array list like this. Okay, so this is how we can add the values to the array list. And so only the two important things we will be using. We'll be creating the array list, and we will be adding the values, and we will be retrieving the values. Okay, you can retrieve the value based on index, you can retrieve the value based on the we can remove the value based on index, and we can remove the value from actual by giving actual values. Again, there are some methods like, I guess, al dot, do you have al dot, what is happening, al dot contain. Okay, so we have some method al dot contains. Okay, so it returns boolean, and it says determine whether an element is present into the array list. Okay, so if you want to check a particular element is present, then you can use this contains method. Okay, we have some clear method as well, we have copy method. So like there are many methods. Okay, so that's pretty simple. What else, anything remained? Fine, I think that's it for this array list. Okay, so array list is a type of collection used to store the data, It is non-generic type. It implements INumerable, iCollection, and iList, all these three interfaces, and it is of variable length. That's the difference in between array and ArrayList, and it can hold any kind of value. Since it is non-generic, you can add the values, you can retrieve the value, you can perform many operations, like you can clear, you can remove, and many more things. Okay, so that's it about ArrayList. So I'll be talking about this, I'll be showing about this ArrayList in one of our special execution task example. Okay, so you can get the practical usage of this ArrayList over there. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you.